Hi, I'm Peter Sidwell and today's recipe is paella. Now I'm going to show you an amazing dish using this fantastic paella dish from World of Flavour at KitchenCraft. Now this pan is brilliant for this job because it works on induction. I can whip it straight into the oven. I can chuck it in the dishwasher. It's the perfect pan for the perfect recipe. And here's how I make it. I've got 4 chicken thighs, skin on, bone on. We're gonna drizzle them in oil, salt, pepper, and get them into the paella pan and get the skin really crispy and golden brown. Once it is, turn them over. The bone's in is there for a reason, okay? So when you turn the chicken thighs over, there is now no contact with the meat and the heat from the pan. The arc of the bone will just lift them off a little bit. So all the chicken does now is bring the moisture up and through into the chicken to make it absolutely delicious. So if you can get it bone in, do that. Once the chicken's golden and crispy, add in your diced onions and garlic and give those a cook for about 2 or 3 minutes, stirring them around the pan, starting to get the moisture out and the flavour in. Then it's in with your chopped peppers, okay? Stir those around as well and cook for another 5 minutes. Just getting rid of the moisture and intensifying the flavour. Now, paellas sit on 2 spices, okay? Smoked paprika and saffron. So the smoked paprika goes in now, and you really do want to get the best you can possibly get. You want the Spanish version, you want it smoked and sweet and delicious. Now this recipe is not an authentic traditional paella, it is my interpretation. So I've chosen to add some chorizo sausage because I love it. It's a great ingredient, it's got loads of flavour. So add that into the pan and give it a really good stir around and get those flavours going. And then we're in with the rice. Now it's a short grain rice for paella. If you can't get short grain or paella rice, you sometimes see it labelled as in the supermarkets, go for risotto rice if you can't get that, because that works really, really well. In with your saffron. That's going to give it a wonderful colour. It really does bring out the colour in this dish. I'm going to add 1.5 litres of chicken stock now. So this will submerge the rice and it will look like quite a lot of liquid. But once you bring it up to the boil, it needs to simmer for 10 minutes on the hob before it goes in a preheated oven, 180 degrees, for 20 to 25 minutes. Now, while the paella is in the oven, I'm going to show you something that I like to do to my paella is add another texture, because I quite like the fact that I've introduced something crispy to it. So I've got 50 grams of chorizo sausage. I've diced it all up into really little pieces and I've put it into a pan, a non-stick cast aluminium MasterClass pan with a splash of oil, and I'm just going to melt it and get all the flavours out, and you will see the orange flavour and the fat coming out of the chorizo. What we then need to do is add some breadcrumbs. I've got 100 grams. I've just blitzed a couple of crusts from the bread bin in the food processor and I've chucked them in there. There's some big bits, there's some small bits. That's okay with me. I'm also going to add half a de-seeded chilli, red, chopped up really fine just for a bit of warmth. I like that, but if you don't like chilli, don't add it. It's okay. So toast it on a medium heat for about 5 to 8 minutes until it starts to go really nice and crispy. And the idea is that when you eat that paella, you get a little bit of crunch, a little bit of bite, a little bit of warmth, as well as the lovely soft paella rice. So it isn't authentic by any means, but it is delicious. So once your paella is cooked, bring it out of the oven, put it onto the table. I like to finish mine with some wedges of lemon, sprinkle over my chorizo breadcrumbs, and then I've got some fresh flat leaf parsley, a little bit of rosemary, all chopped up and sprinkled over the top. And for me, that is an amazing, delicious paella that is perfect for plonking in the middle of the table, letting all the family tuck in and enjoy a wonderful dish. Now, if you want this recipe, go to kitchencraft.co.uk and you'll find it there.